Kurt's played well on a one-year contract the last two.
Again. Listen to this
That's
guy.
clearly a T.
Listen. Kurt's played well on a one-year contract the last 2 seasons.
Now, how does that not? I know it's old news. It's not. I know it's old news. It's been a 3-year running bit here in town. But how does that, as a Redskins fan, not just make you insane?
Well, you think it doesn't upset?
He won't even respect the quarterback enough to know his name.
You think it doesn't piss off Kirk Cousins? Of course it does.
For some reason, I feel like Kirk is just a good dude.
I think he's a good dude, but I think when somebody just continually gets your name wrong in the media,
he was actually complimentary towards
He's been
Bruce.
Complimentary of him. Yeah, I agree.
Well, the thing which jumped out at me, he's like a politician.
He's being smart and diplomat. I'm a lot angrier than Kirk.
He says all the right things.
What jumped out at me was the very end. Bruce says, I think he should want to get a long-term deal.
Yeah, that was annoying.
To me, almost put it back on Kirk.
Yeah, that was annoying.
And that goes to my side, which is just a guess. I mean, I still guess that he doesn't want to do a long-term deal.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be.
Opinion.
He wants to leave.
You want to hear
Kirk
the full
wants to
clip?
leave.
I know
Yeah.
you're kind of clouded by the Kurt.
I mean, he just makes me insane.
It's stunning.
Kurt's played well on a one-year contract the last 2 seasons, and the reason we want to sign him to a long-term deal is he's gotten better and better each year, and I think he has a lot of good football in front of him. The coaches feel that they can give him more and more each year, and the team has responded to him.
Well, then sign him to a long-term deal. Give him the money he wants and he deserves.
They had the opportunity to do a team-friendly deal within the last year and a half.
So
and
I
chose
don't
not
have to hear you call him Kurt every week.
People also have to realize that Bruce Allen he's a Dan Snyder crony / henchman. That's his role.
Right.
He is the embodiment of Dan Snyder.
Right.
What Dan Snyder wants, it funnels through Bruce Allen's mouth. That's the way that power structure works.
I don't blame Kirk for taking the money and not caring that Bruce is calling him Kurt. If you could call me Erica, pay me $20 million, I'm all good with that. You can call me anything.
Insult us all you want.
It's all good.
Or $2 million.
Call us. You can call us.
Exactly.
He can move the decimal point.
Call us the sports monkeys. But if you overpay us, we're fine with
but
it.
I'm just saying,
It's
from
okay.
afar, as a fan, it's so irritating. The head of our franchise, the face of our franchise from a front office perspective, refuses, because it's already been pointed out to him 100 times, he refuses to say our quarterback's name correctly. It's so irritating.
Looks like Grant's poll, Goose Allen is tied with Burt Allen.
And you are stuck with him.
I like Goose Allen better.
Yeah, stuck with him.
All right,
he's not going anywhere.
Nope.
Let's go to Tim in Waldorf. Tim, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junkies.
Hey, good morning, Junks.
Hey, Tim.
Totally with EB on this, 1,000%. I got a bunch of people that work for me. I can't imagine the last thing I would get as a boss if I couldn't say one of their names properly, on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. You're banking the near to midterm future of your entire organization on the check you're going to write this guy, and you can't put the effort in to pronounce his name properly.
And it's not like he's the backup left guard or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I kind
exactly.
of understand that. The 53rd man on the roster, you kind of forget his name. You get it confused every once in a while because it's barely there. This is a guy who's omnipresent in the papers, whose name is constantly being talked about all the time, and he refuses to either learn it or say it correctly.
How about he's your most important player by far?
Yes, that's the big thing. Eric last week mentioned a story, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, where he went into the break room and he confused one lady for a different lady.
Right.
Now, that's going to happen because that lady we barely see.
Right.
You encounter every once in a while. It's not somebody prominent in his life.
Right.
It's an acquaintance at best who he sees once a month in the hallway. That's going to happen. This is the lead guy of your organization who gets
he's the
all
centerpiece
the news.
of your team.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's the centerpiece of your team, and you won't even put in the effort to pronounce his name properly. If I were in Kirk's shoes, I wouldn't even talk to the guy. Like, you come back to the table when you can pronounce the letter K, and then we'll get a deal done, and that's it. And as far as
I wouldn't take that stand. I'd take the money, but that's where we differ. But
Thanks,
go ahead.
Tim.
Right,
yeah,
buddy,
but the second half of that, it's I totally agree. The guy doesn't know how to use the English language. I mean, he was totally referring to last year's team.
Right.
He's not throwing to old college buddies. The man just can't speak.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be talking to reporters.
This is what I always think.
Thank you. I agree with you.
Met him one time. We did table manners with him, and he was a fine man there. Okay.
No, you know, to be honest with you, he was kind of a douche when he arrived. He was bitching about how long it took to get there. He was. I'm just
I
being
might have
honest.
missed that. I might have been eating.
Well,
'cause
I saw it.
We would, we'd have like that little fruit display.
How about all he did was
we would have
complain?
lunch.
All he did was complain and talk about let's hurry this up.
Okay, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
But my experience with him, he was a fine man. But what always jumps out at me is, and I think I learned this in the research when we brought it up on the show, is that the guy lived for like 5 or 6 years just wearing flip-flops.
That's all you
He
need
went
to know.
to funerals with flip-flops. He went to weddings with
Do you
flip-flops.
realize how disrespectful
He wore
that
a
is?
suit.
Imagine you go to a
Flip-flops.
funeral in flip-flops.
Is that what he said? He said that's all he wore was flip flops. I couldn't remember that part.
Can you
of the
imagine?
discussion.
Do you realize what a pompous jerk you are? You going to a funeral in flip-flops?
Just
really?
going to walk into like an NFL owners meeting in
Right.
flip-flops.
You're so casual. Your
Yeah.
life is so great. You're going to a dead guy's funeral, and I mean,
Well, dead guy's funeral.
Where's the live guys?